Georgie Carroll was over a barrel when Tarantula took to the hills. And I really got hot when I saw Jeanette stop fight a trivet that spits poison and kills. Dana Andrews said Cruz gave him the ruse, and passing the muse lots of skill. But when worlds collide, said George Pal to his bride, I'm gonna give you some terrible thrill, like a science fiction double feature. Dr. X, fulfilled creature. See android fighting Brad and Janet and Francis Starr in Forbidden Planet.
And good evening, travelers and those alike. Welcome to the Orion Effect's Halloween Spectacular with Friends. We thank you for joining us. We're going to be speaking up. We're going to step back. We're going to introduce our co-host here in just a second. I want to say thank you to all of you tuning in. Rhonda, thank you for handling the helm tonight, dear.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Now, I want to tell you something weird happened with Facebook, and I hit live, but it didn't go live for a while, and then it just suddenly went live. It was weird, but we're up and running. What else would you expect with Rocky Horror? I mean, come on, things are gonna be weird.
That's what it's all about.
Right.
Aliens. Right. Aliens. We're freaking out here. We're doing good. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do we have anybody we want to say hello to before we get
Yes,
started?
we want to say hello to Lois Clark and Michelle Wilfong, and it seems like we've got several others. So please let us know you're here so we can say hello to you.
Absolutely. And we want to thank you to GOS, Ghosts of Stanton, Virginia, for your promotions, for your support, for a wonderful evening last night as we visited. Sarah and I visited Stanton for one amazing tour there. We went to the Haunted Mansion. That was exciting. I enjoyed it. It's going to be a night full of laughs. Also, we want to acknowledge Booze Paranormal, best equipment, best price for the right people. And on that note, let's get started. You know who I am. I'm the quintessential social media hitman out there for you.
And I'm Rhonda Harris. I kind of try to keep him in check when I can. But we prefer to just let him go sometimes, run wild.
And then, of course, the other one who just said good luck, that's
Sarah.
Sarah.
No. Need a little more backup, Sarah.
Rhonda, that's your job when you're on air. I take care of him the rest of the time.
Ouch! Ouch! Well, this is going to be real fun.
Touche.
Rhonda, get in the mix because this is going to be an interesting hour plus that's coming. And our special co-host of the evening, joining us, our family here in Roanoke, if you will, Miss Charlene DeFranco. You all know her. Prior to a couple of months ago, she was on with us, and we had a great conversation. I want to thank you for allowing us to be here with you for that show and for allowing us to be here tonight. This is amazing, and we want to thank you for that. And to our other sister brother from another mother.
Uncle. Thanks, sir.
Miss Enya Salad's in the house. Woo!
You may remember her from Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Uh-oh.
See?
Rhonda, can you hear them?
Bear, I could, but I did not hear that.
I know you're tired. You're gonna have to speak up.
I just said maybe you remember her from Pee Wee's Playhouse. Was in the box on the table.
Oh my God! I just realized that.
You know,
Mecca-lucka-hi, mecca-honey-ho.
right, you know.
You see, it's all in fun. And you know what? That's the one thing that I was talking to Sarah about when we first went to the park. It's your two interaction. And I was like, damn, they're so freaking mean to each other. You hear this? And I said something to you, remember, about that? And you said it's because of family love.
I didn't say that.
Well, you know.
Right, I really don't like her. Clearly her medication was off.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being unmedicated, okay? That's how I'm rolling today.
Right. I'm trying to, so you know, right?
Okay.
Was
You
this
doing
what
that
happens?
thing? I could have sworn I said that. Now you make me feel bad.
I probably did. My medication may have been off that day.
That's okay. I need some medication. We'll get to it later. Enya?
How are you?
So thank y'all for being on the show tonight for this Halloween special. You know, I automatically thought of you two. I was like, there's nobody else I would want on this special but you two.
Because it's the scariest one you could find.
Damn!
Right. So you were looking for something dead and ancient and decrepit?
Feel the love. Feel the love.
But unfortunately, Trista Storm wasn't available.
No, it's supposed to be a party. We wanted the fun people.
This is a party. It's going to be. We just got flying birds off to the right side. Trust.
Okay.
She won't shut up.
No, you'll lose all your viewers
Right.
just like that.
I'm very politically incorrect.
Welcome to the show. So with that, we wanted to talk a little bit about Halloween, what y'all used to do, what you do. We're going to get into a little bit of the experience of being in this culture and in Roanoke with this culture and the experiences, because it is based on Rocky Horror. Get your opinions on how you feel that Rocky Horror kind of put on the culture, if you will. That being drag culture, you know, even gay culture or BDSM culture. It
I know, Charlie. I know nothing about that one.
Oh, which one? BDSM?
Yes.
Or, oh. Well, you know, I did. Just saying.
Right. Yeah, it's the damn virgin.
Where's the change? So,
Right.
whoa.
Was that thunder?
So, and Rhonda, if you have any questions or if it comes out, just let's go ahead and
Yeah, let's
ask.
just do if they come up, I'll interrupt, but let's just go through really quick. Hello, Tina Dillo. She says Enya is mediocre at best. Hi,
Well-
Charlene.
Damn.
Hello, Robert Odell and
Oh.
Michelle Clacker Caps. Thank you for joining us.
Robert is
Johannesburg, thanks for sharing us out.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you. Kenny, or Robert, is the other half of the Frog Brothers. You know, I don't know if y'all have seen Lost Boys, but the Frog Brothers are in the movie. That's
Okay.
my brother. Yeah, from way back when. We just got older and we still do the same shit.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
So do we.
There you go. Thank you all for being here, and we really do appreciate y'all travelers and those alike. So with that being said, and Sarah, if you come up with a thing, just kick me off the side, you know, like shut up for a minute and let me ask. And I'm like, all right, babe, all you.
I always do.
I know, I just had to put that in there. It's a claim. I'm putting a claim out there so everybody knows I'm not being an asshole or trying not to be an asshole.
I'll just shh.
Oh, true.
So that's
Yeah.
why you do it. Teaching me stuff over there, Sarah.
Flip it off.
About me. Not about you.
Ow! Okay, let's continue. No, this is actually how we are, y'all. We're not fighting like you two. Yeah, I kind of understand. So let's get into this now.
Okay.
So we asked her this when we were here the first time. How did you get into this culture? Why did you get
by
these?
accident.
By accident. What? You just fell into the shit?
Kind of,
And
yeah.
it just keeps repeating
Right,
itself.
just it won't go away.
Okay.
Years ago, I wanted to do a talent night,
Okay.
and it kind of just stuck. The first time out doing a talent night, things went really well, and made a couple dollars, and it was kind of fun. Second time, did it again, and won. Then started getting bookings, and the way things were years ago, you had to do pageants to be seen, and then the pageant started, which I never wanted to do, but, well, that's that's happened a couple times since then. Yeah.
We don't do that.
Right, we don't do that anymore. And then as things progressed, I started hosting shows here and became the show director a long time ago. And then the bar changed hands and we started shows in different locations. Then the bar changed hands again. And I went back to the bar. I've now been there starting my 26th year.
And it's going on how long?
The bar's anniversary is in December, 46 years.
46 years. That's an amazing event for that culture club.
Well, like I said, at brunch, whenever I'm hosting a brunch show that's not at the bar, I always tell that little story as far as it's amazing for any business to be open for 46 years.
Yes.
But for a gay bar in Roanoke, Virginia, it's really incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so I'm going to cross cultures a little bit here as far as distance. You would think the Pyramid would still be open in Richmond.
Right.
And it closed down.
Years ago. I used to go
Years
there.
ago. Yeah, so,
I lived in Richmond a long time ago.
okay. So where are you from?
Originally New York.
I heard because I was wondering because you talk
Really fast. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, where are you at?
Yep. New York, then here, then the beach, and then New Jersey, and then Chicago, and Charleston, South Carolina, and
Wow, you've been all over the place.
a little bit.
Okay. And see, I'm not pulling a card I could use right now. I see that look.
Help yourself.
Go ahead.
I have no limits, just so you know.
Again.
We got bigger one.
Especially for $5.
Sometimes not even that much.
Oh!
So
Tuesdays.
we have a question from Desi Gunter.
Desert!
This is not going to be good, so you know.
Can Enya define things went well?
Things went well.
That's what it says. Things
Well,
define things went well.
Define things went well. Things normally go really well, except on Fridays and Saturdays when I work with that midget security guard at the front door.
Wait, did you just say what I think you said?
Midget security guard. Yeah.
Okay.
He is all of 4'1" tall.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one who's really good at making sauce, though.
Right, that one. He feeds us corn. Yeah. And his name is Desi Gunter. Hi, Desi.
Don't be mad at the host.
You met Desi in the front door.
I do. I'm actually friends with Desi. Yeah,
Why?
absolutely.
By choice.
Right.
Wow, y'all.
Did he pay you?
No, the love. The love. Remember, it's love. Wow.
Sure. We'll go with that. Right. We love Desi.
Love.
Love. There's some. No, let's just keep going because I'll get trapped in that rabbit hole. So, okay. You got here. Now, you just said you spent some time in Richmond.
Yes.
Wow. So
I lived in Richmond in 94.
Why?
1890.
Oh!
I was doing my externship for college. And
She was going to VCU.
No.
No.
Johnson and Wales.
Oh, okay.
And I did my externship at a local restaurant called Melito's in Richmond.
I know who he is.
Yep.
Okay.
So I lived in Richmond for a short time and then went back to college, and then from college moved to Charleston to do a bachelor's.
Okay. Smart move getting out of Richmond. That was
Richmond it never really bothered me. I wouldn't want to go back again now.
no. But you know, we're gonna give some props. They got Godfrey's.
I worked at Godfrey's for 14 years.
Holy.
Wow.
Okay. Rhonda, road trip.
Yeah,
Well,
for real.
Yeah.
The owner changed and it lost its magic.
Did it? Okay. Well, see,
For me, it lost its magic.
Okay.
and for lots of other entertainers as well. The old owner was the person that created the whole idea of Godfrey's, and without him, the feeling wasn't there anymore.
Okay. I can understand that. I can see that. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Right answer.
What?
A politically correct answer.
Yeah, energy seems to change.
Now he's just your sewing bitch.
I think he's on a cruise, so he won't watch this.
You know, if
Oh, did you? Okay. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hello. Look, he's watching. Good for him. Hey, more power. That's more viewers for us. So, getting into that. So, when you were younger,
Okay.
did that experience ever cross you at all, or was
To
it
de-drag?
really- Well,
Never.
really.
Never.
Oh, okay.
We had a discussion downstairs today at brunch. I think you brought it up as far as when I was younger. I didn't really know what was happening with me.
Okay.
I was kind of a late bloomer, if you want to say that.
So you're in between your cultures and
Right.
Yes,
I'm getting
yes,
straight. Right.
right.
But back in the, I'll be 50 next month, so 30
you can
years.
say it.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
Back in the 80s and 90s when I was growing up, being openly gay wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
What the kids are going through now is completely different than what we went through
Exactly.
at their age.
Yeah, because there was a lot of brutality back
Right. And I've been very fortunate. I've never had anything occur like that. But back in the late 80s and early 90s, I knew something was different, but I didn't know what it was.
Okay.
Mm.
So during that time, were you attracted to both men and women, or just not attracted at all?
Not really attracted to anyone
Okay.
because I was like, something's not quite right.
Right.
But nothing was wrong. But it was one of those situations of I'm not sure where I belong.
Okay. So you felt out of place.
Right.
Okay. No, I can understand that. Because the paranormal, supernatural, we have that same, you're the eyeball out. You're that geeky kid, frog brother.
Right.
Like, don't listen to them, that's the weird family,
And growing up, I was in the marching band and the jazz band and the concert band and drama and all those things. And
Okay.
so I always had those little cliques to go through. So I was never like the wallflower or the one like that was left
You know what I was
inside.
thinking, don't
It was just one of those situations of where do I belong?
Go ahead. You say it for me, because I was right there too.
She's still involved in the drama.
I like to participate by listening.
Okay, so let's jump into that real quick.
Drama?
Yes.
Nonsense.
You're
Thank you.
Fuckery.
My favorite word.
I love that word.
I love that word.
Right? Was it the same way back then that it is
Oh
now?
God, no.
So what's different with this culture now than it was back then? And Charlie, jump in here. 'Cause
I feel like a lot of it has to do with social media. We have
Very
a
much so.
lot of keyboard warriors who won't say things to your face, but they'll
Right.
type it behind the keyboard.
Very much so. Back in the day, before all the apps, before Grindr, before Adam for Adam and Tinder and Blender and all of those things.
Farmers only.
Farmers only. Christian Eagle, my favorite.
If that's not hypocrisy.
Right. You actually had to go to the bar to meet somebody.
Right.
You couldn't just sit there on the computer or on your phone on the couch and be like, I'm not going out. I'll order in. You couldn't do that.
Yeah.
You actually had to be social.
Right.
Well, things have changed over the last 20 years, and you really have no reason to go out anymore unless you want to go see something. Anything you can get from your phone, you don't have to leave your house.
Yeah. Exactly right.
Which has caused a lot of problems because back in the day, if you had to say something to someone or about someone, you actually had to do it out of your mouth.
I hear that in so many other cultures. It's not just this culture. It's not just even the paranormal. So many people have stated just that fact. You had to go tell somebody.
Right.
Confront it.
Right.
You just didn't stand behind the phone or the keyboard and go, oh, well, you're a piece of shit. I'm going to whip your ass. So-and-so said so-and-so. you're in their face going, what did you say?
Right.
Legit point.
And it's also, I think, too, like with messages, they can be taken different ways.
Yep.
You can read it one way, and that's
Yep.
not how you intended it, and it can cause more drama than it's worth when if you'd have just said it.
Absolutely.
You know, and like saying, like, Enya, you're so pretty, or
I know.
Enya, you're so pretty.
I know.
You know which one's the truth. So
This is true. I mean, Ron and I have encountered that too. The text messages. And you take Ron, what did you mean by that?
exactly.
You know, and you think that person knows you. That's the problem. You think the person you're texting knows you enough that it'll be delivered this way.
Right.
But they take it a whole nother avenue, right?
And I also feel too with like social media, sometimes people express their opinions and say what they think when it has absolutely nothing to do with them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect them. It doesn't matter what their opinion is because it's invalid or they're irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of irrelevancy around.
Would you say there's more paranoia in society right now? Would that be a base cause? Like, are you talking about me? And then that encourages more.
Some people always want to be the person that's being talked about.
Because they think any publicity is good publicity.
Right,
But
and it's not.
It's not.
Right. And I did pay a lot of attention to y'all from the very time I met y'all up through now. And I've seen y'all's boards. And I'm like, uh-oh, something's up. Or I know, is there a problem at X? Problem at B?
Mhm.
Because y'all are like me. You express it. You put it out there and go, bitch.
Well,
No.
one thing about Charlene and about both of us is that anything we're going to say to each other or to someone, we have no problem repeating. If it comes out of my mouth, there's a reason it came out of my mouth.
That should be a golden rule.
And, someone says, if Sarah comes to you and says, oh, hey, Ed, and you said this, that's not what I said. If you're going to quote me correctly. Because what I said was this. So
We actually had that happen with a location that her and I used to be involved with. That was a lot of that back and forth. He said, she said, and both of us were like, no, we ain't dealing with your shit. We're just not dealing with that. And we separated from it.
one of my favorite quotes is from Dr. Seuss. Be who you are and say what you mean. The people who mind don't matter. The people who matter don't mind.
Absolutely. It goes back to what you said about me is not my damn problem.
Right.
I think if we look at that on a deeper level, it would make a lot more sense. You're going to talk crap about me.
Mhm.
There's nothing I can literally do about it because in the long run, what is that going to show you as your character, as your integrity, as your person, because you're having to step up and say something.
Your opinion of me is yours.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with me.
Honestly, what you think about me is none of my business.
Exactly.
Rhonda, I love you, just so you know.
Thank you.
Wait, is that sarcasm? Was that real? I'm trying.
That was real. I love Rhonda. I've never met Rhonda, but I love Rhonda.
She is absolutely. We have tried to get her up here. We're
Bring your
going
ass.
to her ass.
December 8th. Be here.
What happens? Oh, okay. What's happening December 8th?
Ed and Sarah after the brunch.
Okay. I will check my calendar. Sounds good to me.
That means she ain't coming.
I mean,
Bring her
that's-
ass.
I'm checking my calendar. It
Right.
should be clear because we don't do much in paranormal investigating or anything. Most of us hide when it gets cold, so I should be free.
She's in Richmond.
Well, Richmond.
That is 2 hours and 41 minutes.
Yeah.
That's
right.
just true.
So, well, we are going to get her down here. We will.
I would love to.
Even if it's next year in the springtime, we're going to get her down here. She works with a group that's called FPRI, it's Fredericksburg Research the Paranormal. Great team that's out of the Fredericksburg area, of course. She's down there. But they also work with Belgrove Plantation.
Oh.
That's out there too. So a lot of her time. And yes, I'm going to toot your horn a little bit. And she's a certified medium. She is a documented medium. So she works.
Yeah.
She works a lot. She does a lot on the side, along with what she does for full time.
Right. That's just my hobbies, not the day job.
Thankful too.
So with that, this is a great opportunity for us to walk into that and maybe step away from those questions for a few minutes. When you were younger, did y'all ever have any paranormal experiences? Did y'all ever have anything happen to you? And what was Halloween like for y'all back then?
Halloween was always fun for me.
It was fun for me. I just remember the plastic costume.
Right. Which is
I hated
they were
those.
right.
Yeah, but no, I enjoy Halloween, trick or treating, and then eat candy until Christmas when you got more.
Right.
Yeah. So no, you've even had not. I can't even talk tonight. Again, this is the second time. Never had any experiences when you were younger about what the paranormal, supernatural.
Well, maybe.
Okay.
And I've talked to mom and dad about this also because when my mom's mother passed away, I was like 1, so never actually knew her. There was a vision like a long time ago where I didn't think the store was a department store, and I saw her sitting in a wheelchair.
Okay.
Of course she'd already passed, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
So
Well, how did you respond to that?
I was like 5, but it's still to this day it sticks with me.
Okay. You didn't go run up to
Oh,
her.
no.
or anything?
I was like,
Is that who I think it is?
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
but of course I didn't know who it was, so they were like, no, that couldn't have been her. I'm like, this is what I just saw. So
Well, that's one of the things I wanted to ask too, because again, let's cross the cultures for a second. The paranormal culture and the drag culture. Why would a good portion of individuals get into drag? Are they trying to find identity?
because they're spooky.
Y'all see how I walked into that one? I mean, what do you think? I mean, if you see the identity, you're trying to find your place somewhere. And you two found a place. You found a home in what you're doing. You found your individualism. Kind of like, why I dress the way I do and the person I am. And I have to give credit to my daughter. She helped me do this. She helped pull me out of who I was and put me into this. So sometimes I give my family a lot of credit because they allowed me to go into. I was too scared to come out with that entertainer side. I've always been an entertainer. Would you say?
I would agree. You've always been able to command like rooms and talking and get attention and that kind of thing. But I've seen you really step out of your show, but you did it with your people. Now you're more. I feel like you present so well to just anyone.
Yeah. I now can, and maybe that's how I got her attention. I can actually just be myself now. I can be goofy, silly, weird, and I don't care what people think anymore. So, with the exception of this faux pas bad face, I'm familiar. It's like I was telling her, I was like, good God, I look like Uncle Fester crossed over with Aleister Crowley. This is not a good look.
I was thinking what the first one you said, but the guy that was in Virginia that just passed away.
Oh!
I was thinking Fester and him.
Oh my goodness! If you didn't bring his name up,
I know I can't think of it either. Shoot.
Bowman Body.
Yes.
Bowman Body. God rest his soul. We lost a good man this year.
I think it's more Bowman Body than Uncle Fester.
Okay, maybe that's where we're going. We're going Bowmanish. Then I'm giving props.
Yeah.
To Bowman with it. All right. Bowman Body was down in Richmond from the 60s and 70s. He was like the creature feature guy that would come out and had a little band-aid, looked like a Dracula. Oh boy.
We'll have to show them a picture, Google him and show them.
Bowman Body was hilarious. And he was there for us when we were kids. It was that kid figure. I don't know if y'all had any up here figures like that. But he was there for Halloween figure. So
Chris Fox Roden says Howie, you remind her of Howie Mandel.
What? Howie Mandel.
I'm just repeating what our travelers are saying.
It's okay.
It could be a lot worse.
It could be. I'm not a German.
Well,
Okay, we'll go with that.
Moving on.
Yes, I like that, Chris. We're gonna go with it. Fashion. Although, nope, not even gonna talk about Howie Mandel. Good to you. Good to you. All right, so let's move on.
Asshole.
Anyway, sorry, evil side. So, getting into this, y'all got into. I'm doing a good transition here. Getting into this and doing what y'all do now. Now you have the capability to actually help people. And that's what you travelers and those like don't know is your accessibility to help the needy, to help children, to help women in need, to help the homeless, and to help those who have been caught in human trafficking. So can y'all talk a little bit about this and what this means to y'all now? Because 2025, the rift is going to be seen a lot more than you think it is.
You want to start?
You start.
Okay.
You're the queen of chairs.
That doesn't sound very good. But, okay.
Just means something different than it used
Right.
to.
Really giving it.
There's some good wood
Right.
singers
Well, she
coming
still
through.
does
here.
that.
there are.
But the Tuesdays are free.
Right. I'm a giver. So, okay. One thing that Charlene and I are both very involved in is our Prism Angel Tree program. You don't see Paul, but he's over there. 7 years ago, Paul and I took on the project of our angel tree. We started off with 10 people. We got a little bigger the next year. We're up to like 25 the next year. Then we went ahead and said, how can we challenge ourselves? I went to like 100 the next year after that. And then we started seeing what the regular need was for these individuals. They all needed underwear. They all needed socks. They all needed hygiene supplies. They all needed basic necessities just to live by.
Right.
So we partnered with Bombas.com. If you don't know Bombas, it's the company that does socks. Every pair they sell, they donate a pair. Well, that first year they gave us 1,700 pairs of socks.
Wow.
Right. Well, we've gotten a little bigger since then. Last year we helped 501 people.
Wow.
It says 10,000 pairs of socks last year.
Now, is that the company that recycles?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they recycle, and every pair they sell, they donate a pair.
Okay.
Well, this spring there were 40 cases of socks in my front yard, with 10,000 pairs of socks.
Ready to go.
Right. And this is our 5th year with Bombas, and we've had 10,000 3 years in a row.
Wow.
I'm looking over Paul because I'm like helping numbers. So,
Yeah.
and our goal with Angel Tree every year is to, next year, is help one more.
Yeah.
So we've gone from just helping the families, which we get our names from our the local TAP organization. We don't know their names. We don't know their situation. We just know they need help. When we get their lists, we know boy, age 8, likes trucks, and the color blue. We get girl, size 14, age 11, likes pink, and unicorns. That's all we know.
Right.
Now, if there are certain things on our list that they need, we have them separated out into wants and needs. Our main focus is to fill the needs. And if there's extra funds available, we do the wants.
Okay.
We've also added on some, what it was.
Lies.
I was like, what the hell? Are you tweaking?
A few years ago, we added on the homeless hygiene bags.
Okay.
And we don't have names for those. We just make bags full of.
Can I bring some up about
Of course.
this? I don't mean to interrupt you. Oh, this is something that I was completely blind by. Again, Richmond, and I'm used to that. Here, until I found her, she found me. I had no idea
Correction. You stalked me for 2 years.
Hey, we don't need to go that far. We don't need to go that far.
I
It's
mean,
okay. I did. Here and there. Anyway, true that. The amount of homeless people here in Roanoke.
Yeah.
It's sad and scary.
Very much so.
There's many reasons for that.
True. But we added on our homeless hygiene bags, and every bag includes a blanket, usually a hat and mittens, hygiene supplies, snacks, toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, shampoo, just basic things. And it's not going to be a year-long supply. It's going to be enough to get you a couple weeks. We'll put snacks in there. We'll put bottles of water in there. A lot of things are donated. We do a lot of purchasing also. We have lots of local vendors, including Star City Styles,
Right.
that give us a lot of things. There's a local soap company that gives us their soap. She doesn't even have soap. So after she went to her bars, the ends that she gets off, she can't sell.
Right.
She wraps and gives it to us. So it's still brand new soap, but it's just,
Yeah,
She
it's
gets
not gonna go to waste anyway.
Right.
We'll utilize it.
Right.
Absolutely.
so we do that. We also, 3 years ago, added on the school children book bags, and they're full of school supplies. We did lunch bags also, just full of snacks and things like that. With the tragedy at Pulse, we sent a donation to them.
Yeah.
We sent a donation to Club Q last year. We do scholarships, we do grants, we do displacement funds. We do all kinds of things, and the biggest part of that is that every dollar that we raise is by our entertainers, right here. Either between the Cactus or the park, different places we go. If Charlene has to show someone else, then she'll do a fundraiser there. I'll do the same thing if I'm out of town.
We plan not to make any kind of money between September and
September and
Well,
on Friday night we had our trick or treat pageant. We raised $2,200 just that one night.
Wonderful.
We'll do another one in November, the Mr. West Trailer Park pageant, and then in December on the 8th, we'll do the Mr. Miss Coco Ho pageant. And every dollar raised in those pageants goes right to the Angels Rate Fund.
See, I mean, this should break some of that phenomenon that people would perceive takes place. And, you know, there's a lot of people that we all know that I break rules, and I'm gonna break it right now. There is a lot of homophobic ideas. There's a lot of phobias against drag, etc.
Very much so.
Well, opening that up, that's one of our goals is to, you know what, why? I'm not going to talk about, you know what I'm getting ready to say. I'm not going to talk about what took place, that there's a frustration. I know y'all have a frustration too. What is it now? Let's go into drag. We're going to go back into drag culture. What is it that the younger performers now are not doing comparatively to those who are older in it and been in there longer? You know, what is it that you feel they should get out and do more? I mean, because something's got to give.
Well, I can actually, do you want to go first?
I can say that I think interaction, like when we have shows, we are encouraged to go out before a show, meet your crowd, say hello to them, make them feel at home. And some of us do that, but there are some that don't. And I don't know if it's social anxiety. I don't know.
That's actually where I was going with this.
I don't know if it's that or they just don't like people, but this is not the job for you.
Wait, if you don't like people, this is not the job for you. So.
I don't really know the issues with that, but I think a lot of it's just not interaction, like actually talking,
And I'm going to bring this up because she's exactly right. Because if it wasn't for her, we probably would not be in this room right now. First time at the park, mad props, giving it out there, shameless plug.
The Park
Club.
Dance Club, 615 Salem Avenue,
There it
Roanoke,
is.
Virginia, 24016.
Open Thursday to Sunday.
The Park Dance Club on Facebook and Snapchat.
And Instagram.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we're going to keep There it is. We walked
We are
in.
programmed to say that.
We walked in, and Dazzy was the first person. We
I
saw.
am so sorry. I hope
God,
that wasn't
that's-
your first impression.
He was very welcoming.
I just thought y'all were in the live version of the Munchkin Land from
Right.
Oz. I didn't. Anyway,
I mean, if you had done the dance,
Now
then
you
maybe
popped
so. There
there's
you
quite a
go.
couple of them. Yeah.
That's them, Daz. Front door.
Look, I'm sure my phone is already like, I have to hate all this.
meme gifs and
Right.
Well, it was a great response at the beginning because I asked, it's not the same here that is in Richmond.
Right.
Okay. So that's why I brought her here first for her first experience. Is this something she would be interested in? So I'm talking to Des. I'm like, do we need to worry about any hostility? Because she was kind of dressed up a little bit. And he's just looking at me like, what kind of hostility? Everybody's welcome here. Da 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 da. In certain places in Richmond, you don't want to go in there because
Very much so.
the queens will beat your ass.
Very clicky.
Yeah, they're coming in. You're going into their territory.
Right.
You know, that's another thing, territory. Anyway, so we're sitting there. So we talk to him. We go through. We're getting ready. We're at the bar, and Charlene comes out of nowhere, right behind us, right behind my shoulder. And goes, "Oh, am I getting a picture?" I think you said that in something actually.
you were getting ready to take a selfie, and I just kind of popped in.
Popped
Yes.
in. Whoa, that's cool. And bam, I was hooked. I was like, I love that personality. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it needs. And that's what's needed in this to thrive and push it is getting out there, talking, communicating, showing, and letting people know you're real.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that's what
Well, that's one of the biggest things, and you and I were talking about this exact same thing before. Just the banter back and forth between Charlene and I. It happened naturally and instantly. You know, we was going to show you a couple years ago for the first time, and it was just someone turned the light switch on, and it wasn't forced. We didn't have to try for it. It's just the old bitch, and she's the old bitch, and like it just happens.
I generally hate her. It's easy.
Right? It just like if you go to one of our shows, you would think that we really just dislike each other.
I've had people walk up to me at the bar and be like, oh, I can't believe you're here. And I'm like, why? Because Enya's in the show. That's why I'm here.
Right.
And they're like, oh, I thought y'all hated each other. And I'm like, well, keep thinking that.
Right.
It gets us views.
Right.
that's what we're talking about. That's one of the things we loved about you two was the chemistry.
Because the bottom line is, we deal with a lot of shit
Right.
in this world and in this town and the drag community, and we may joke at each other, and I may call her a bitch, but you walk down the street and call her that, you don't know her, then you've got a team on you.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we can call her that, but you don't know her like that, so don't call her that.
Right.
And y'all have families, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, you have people you
Yes.
cleaned up underneath each. That's.
Yes.
Be careful. I almost slipped into that one. Look at
People
that.
underneath us.
Yeah. Well, and I noticed that, and I was like, that's cool too, because you're taking these people and you're mentoring them and showing them it's okay, and you have somebody here if you need help.
And that's what I can say for both of our families that we have. It's actually more kind of like a combined family.
Yeah. You're the crazy aunt.
Right. Growing up, I was very fortunate. My parents have been very, very accepting. They went to their first drag show at Godfrey's. When I first started drag, 25 years ago, my mother took me for my first shopping for a bra, So, and they've always been very accepting of everything. When I talk to some of these younger kids now, I'm with Angel Tree and with Prism and other entertainers and people who come to the bar, they said that, their families have kicked them to the side or kicked them out. It's hard for me to actually understand that because I didn't experience that. I've been very fortunate with my family. So it makes me want to reach out to them even more because maybe it's filling a void that they have it. And if I can, offer guidance or suggestions, just someone just to talk to, I don't mind doing that because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're supposed to give back.
Gotta get that.
What was our pride last year? #human.
Yes.
#human.
But I mean, it's like with families, you have different, and it's not like when you're a family, you're not trying to be, better than everybody else or, think you're better than everybody else or whatever. You're literally there to help each other.
Right.
And the community too. But when you get that tight bond, whether you need a bobby pin or whether you need hair, You know, my drag mother can sew you an outfit overnight. If you need it, she's going to make it happen. I've seen her sit in the floor at 5 o'clock in the morning cutting an outfit for a pageant the next day for one of our drag kids that was in a pageant because he needed it and she made it happen. So that's the kind of stuff it's for, you know.
And I'd say for both of our drag families, it's more than just drag.
Right. We are family outside of wigs and dresses and.
You know, it's kind of you know, you're from Richmond, so you know the house pageants, and you know you have the house of this and the house of that.
Oh yeah.
That's more competition based. When we have drag families, it's actual family. You know, it'll be a random Tuesday. We'll have dinner. You know, we go to movies. You know, yeah, Paulson over there. You know, it's my house. Has had it for years, and that would never change. It's a lot more than just what you see on the stage. Now, a lot of times, like, you know, if we're riding in the car, you know, we're talking about drag, but, or we're talking about something that Charlene did, and like, why'd she wear that? But.
And then it's like, I don't know, but she got it from Enya.
Right.
Right. That's where I got this boat cover.
Exactly.
Yeah, no extra fabric at all.
But, you know, we do a lot of things outside of the bar, outside of the workroom, outside of the stage and everything like that. It's just, it's having someone that you can just talk to random.
And it can be things like, hey, I'm moving, I need help. Okay, we'll be there as much as we can, as soon as we can. Or somebody goes to the doctor and gets bad news and they're about to lose it. And they just need, you know, I've been on the phone at 3 a.m. with one of my drag kids. And it's just, it's not necessarily what you can always do for them. It's just sometimes knowing you have a solid group of people that you can always count on and they'll be there.
It's just support, you know, and it's not always financial support or mental support. It's just
sometimes
you're having a bad day, sometimes you're having a good day. You just want to share it with somebody.
I mean, we vent to each other at 7 o'clock in the morning, every morning.
Every morning.
It's usually while I'm taking a poop, but you know, I figure that's fitting.
Don't.
Taking a good shit while listening to her shit.
Right.
Those open relationships are important.
Sometimes they're too open.
We're gonna leave that one alone.
Although we have a topic we can talk about later.
What do you want to talk about?
We're talking about it now.
Let's go.
Whatever you want.
You know,
hey, it's open.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I found out something just a little while ago that you have not done, sir.
That I'm not done.
That you have not done.
That I have not done. Oh crap! What did I not do?
See the figure right there? There's not something there.
She may not wear a big wig, but she wants to be a queen. She wants jewelry on every finger.
Mostly that one. Oh, we saw that. You did good.
Yeah, that was very nice.
But that one right there has nothing on it.
Rhonda.
I'm gonna help you out of this one. You're on your own, son.
No, it's true. It's true, and it has been in the works. And I feel like I just got back to my own corner. Holy crap!
What we would normally say is get her off the pot.
I'll say, how is that seat getting a little hot over there?
Hell!
Hell!
Hell is for children.
So we'll let you look for now, but just know that we are now aware of the situation.
There's already a group chat about it.
Put on notice.
Oh, that's one thing about Queens. We love group chats. Just kidding.
Oh my god! I'm so screwed.
Well, how about this? I'll save you just for a moment. There is a question from our travelers. Well, one, Chris Roden said to tell you she loves Howie Mandel, and that's why you remind her of Howie. So it was a compliment from her. So, but she has a question. If you all could play anyone in a movie, who would it be?
Oh,
that's easy.
Who would it be?
Have you seen Devil Wears Prada?
yes.
Miranda Priestley.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's the best character. Well, but her and Ursula. That's my two favorites.
You act like Miranda, but you look like Ursula.
I know. That's kind of cool.
That's true.
You've already done Free Willy.
Did you hear something?
Oh, it was a bitch!
We have people on the side of your comments, but we're not going to repeat it.
I don't think I've ever felt nervous, but I feel nervous right now.
You should.
You're okay as long as your ears don't come
We
off.
discussed it before we even started. And Sarah said, bring it up on the fair. It's like, all right.
Nothing under 2 carrots.
I'm just giving you props for making him, rendering him speechless. We have him speechless, y'all. We have him speechless.
Oh, we all are now.
Rhonda's talking. I couldn't hear what she said.
What'd you say, Rhonda?
I said we have rendered him speechless, and that takes a lot.
You're welcome.
It does. Because he's a talker.
That's why. It's true.
I mean, I'm sorry, I can't dig you out of this one, Howie. I got a question in to tone it down, but you know, the elephant's still in the room.
Hey, that's just Krista.
Oh, man. All right, let's try to escape from this, and we'll come back. I'll go through the escape hatch.
Wow, this crown is really pretty. You want to talk about how pretty that is? Would you like to hold that?
Oh my God, that son of a bitch is heavy. Oh my God.
Sarah, put out your finger.
Right.
That's what it needs to look like.
Y'all are so
Got it? We need to be able to see it across the room. When she walks in the bar, we need to be in the back of the bar to be able to see it sparkle.
Right.
Yep.
It's
It's
beautiful.
the beginning.
This is beautiful.
It's
We love
beautiful.
this.
Wow, I walked into this night. Clear as day. Walked right into it. Oh, righty then. Now for something else.
I believe that. The rules were nothing's off limits.
Nope, you're right.
Yeah, that's,
Right.
those were the rules.
That's what the rules. And y'all got me good.
You're welcome.
And touche.
You're welcome.
I got work to do. So,
And this will be our last.
I'm loving it.
Oh,
We were
just
talking
so
about
you
what?
know, just so you know, if you ever need a wedding official, she is ordained.
I actually am.
Enya Salad could do your wedding.
No joke. I literally am ordained.
no. Do your wedding. That means the guys are in trouble.
And then
Did
after,
I
during
do
the
good? Did I
reception,
do good?
during the reception, she'll use her stripper services. There it is.
Done.
That's all you want to see.
Let's see.
You know,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah, we're going to. Let's start around tonight.
I'm going to say this, and I may get a little emotional, but do you know, you've said that, someone else that we're all close to has said the same thing. And for you two not to know us hardly at all and getting to know us, to actually offer that, that's touching as hell. That made us feel welcomed. Okay? And I think we all know who I'm referring to, hopefully. God rest, she retired and she's doing amazing now. But wow, I'm stunned. And I'm gonna say thank you on that one. I really do. And I'm saying thank you for bringing it up too, because this has been a hard year for us with her school and what I just went through with family and dealing with other issues to finally get to the point where I'm like, finally I get to this point where I can make the jump and make the move. And now everybody is seeing that I'm kind of coming down, like, now we can strike. There, I'm with you. I get it. We're there. So yeah, y'all will see something very soon. Can't tell you when. Can't say how.
Got you.
Thank you.
Not gonna tell you when. It might be social media. It may not. We'll have to see. But it's coming. That's already proven. It's already coming. Yeah. I can't see myself with anybody else, but especially with the open relationship we have as far as communication. Yes.
So you should rephrase.
Wide open communication.
That's why I added
Especially
That's a whole different
in our community,
Right.
I don't want to say that.
Yeah.
Don't say.
Okay, we are not open like that, but we are.
Yeah.
No, she's got them hanging on the wall. And she's like, look how pretty they are. You'll never use them again. And I'm like, yeah, I know, it's all good. And I'm happy. I'm okay with that. I'm okay.
You damn right you are.
No, she's telling me. Okay. Okay.
Okay, it's time for a costume change because it seems really warm.
Oh my God, you wore your Sunday best.
The plan was earlier, we were originally going to do like gowns and crowns and everything else. Then we had like, 4 days in drag, 5 weeks in a row drag. So we're like, we'll just be comfortable hanging out on the couch.
Yeah.
And then that changed again, like right before this happened. And I'm like, well, I'm still in my sweatpants, I don't care. So,
It's like I said when I walked in, I wanted y'all comfortable. Yeah, great. We could have done and gone straight for the heart. Okay. Rhonda, we still on air?
Just like,
Yep. So you tell me to hit the button. I haven't hit it yet.
No, I did. I wanted to. My thought was let's do a little bit something about Rocky to enjoy, and that's gonna lead me right into the questions now that I'm getting ready to have. But also it's about getting comfortable on special event shows like this. Just be yourselves. Let's talk. Let's enjoy the company. Let's let everybody know what it's really like. What is it behind the scenes? You see us on stage, literally, all of us. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
We're done. We're done.
There it is.
Thank God.
And this
It
is
got
for real.
My scalp has not had oxygen for 4 days.
Feel better now?
I'm gonna end up looking like you if I don't let it breathe.
Some of us choose to be bald, thanks.
So great. I'm glad y'all did that. Because not only are you feeling free, but people get to see you real. Okay? There's two sides to
This is
it.
natural everyday makeup. So.
Right.
Hey,
I woke up like this morning, so yeah.
You probably think because you never took it off
I
last
had
night.
that on my mind. I had the feature face last night. With the
Oh,
blood.
that's right.
Yeah.
Brain
you know
coming
what?
out.
This is open table. We get to ask anything, right?
I am an open book.
All right, so good. That means I can turn the tables a little bit.
Help yourself. If you think you can stop thinking, come on with it.
I'm gonna set this and reverse this and go. So when do y'all come into my
I'm
network?
warning you.
Do what?
When do y'all come into my network?
For a paranormal? I'll do it. For what?
For your own show.
We've actually been talking about it. Right now it's a very busy time only because of Angel Tree and the holidays. And there's some family things happening for both of us outside of this. Birth families. Not drag families.
And drag families.
And drag families.
I have to take care of my elderly mother.
Right.
Both of them.
Right.
Yeah, for sure you're from Gretna.
My mom lives there. I'm originally from Alta Vista, which is a little bit south of Gretna.
I know where Alta Vista is. Yeah,
You blink, you miss it.
Yep. So I was just asking that because I was like, wow.
Yes.
We were actually talking about that. I went down to Hargrave. I took her down to Hargrave about 6 weeks ago, if that.
Mm-hmm.
And you were just telling me that your mother was going to be at the show, but we already had these plans
Right.
set. And I went, I've spent so much time in Gretna.
I'm
And
so sorry.
well, say that, but I had great times. I know the Ingrams, Teddy Bears, the grocery store or the pharmacy, whatever you want to call it, that used to be down there. We used to go to Crossroads Restaurant right there. All of that. So when you told me that, I had memories of my past flash, and it was good memories. So no. Uh-oh, give me that look. What did I say wrong?
You didn't say anything wrong.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, but we talked about the podcast also, and we talked about the podcast. We're both very interested in doing it. It's just between holidays and Angel Tree and life and like outside of the stage.
And Friday and Sundays are really hard. Saturdays are iffy, but
You got all week long.
It was Charlene's our business. I've got a full-time job as well outside of this. So
Well, I love y'all's two chemistry, and I'm bringing it up. That's why I shot it out. I
we
told
are
you
both
earlier.
very interested in doing it.
yes.
And then for you travelers, I think this would be an amazing show. Even if you didn't talk about dragon, you were just yourselves and talk about everyday life.
Oh, that was the plan anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to
Y'all know what 2025 is going to bring.
the original thought was to have like a writing Dear Abby kind of thing.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I love the
That's
idea.
a really good idea.
I'll give advice whether you want it or not. So
I-
I don't mind sharing my opinion. So
Well, that's great to hear. And that's what I hope to look forward to, because there's going to be a lot of change with the network. We're going to be working closer with y'all in 2025. And I saw that. I even told Sarah, I said, I want that. Did I not?
I think it's a great idea.
We talked about it several times already, and we've been talking as well. It's just
We actually started talking about doing it before we even met you guys.
Excellent.
But it was just like, so how do we do this?
Right.
'Cause
And
we both still
I'm
carve
sorry.
stuff on, stones. We don't know anything about any of this stuff. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so now we have the how, and we have the idea behind it. It's just currently for both of us, the
building.
plate is full, very full right now. So something has to come off the plate first.
Exactly.
So
And it happens that way. It has to.
Mhm.
Doing podcasting, and Rhonda, back me up on this one if you will.
Okay.
It takes dedication. It does. To know you're going to do a show once a week. How are you going to present a show? You got to find your time. You got to find your audience. You got to see. It can be daytime, nighttime. When do you plan to do it? And then you're communicating with the network. What if there's special events? You have special events going on. So it's really hard to go, all right, I've got this, and I'm dedicated Tuesday nights at 9:00. That's my time. You got an hour to prep yourself. You got that hour to do the show, and then what are you going to do after the hour? But you have that space you're dedicated to doing weekly. And you don't even have to do weekly. You do weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. That's the other decision. So there's a lot of give and take. So the one thing about, and I'm going to toot our horn, the one thing about Riff Nation and the Riff family, you're not just dealing with me, you're not just dealing with Rhonda. You have 8 different people that you can go to, and they're going to like, we got you back here. Do you need a co-host? Do you need tech support, promotion?
yes,
You have all those people behind
Sure.
you on that.
Put it all in the cart.
right.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we bring to you. You're not in
Does
this
he
by
mean
yourself.
9 p.m.?
Huh?
Does he mean 9 p.m.?
I hope not, because we're embarrassed.
You would do it at whatever time is best for you.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
We gotta
So
make it work.
Or
Talking in the morning on tech, we'll just start doing it
All
at
right.
7 o'clock in the morning.
sure.
I do on the new seats called What's Going Down. If you turn your
Usually that one. You're welcome. Also,
there's a little tone going on, but we're gonna get there. So that's exactly what I was hoping to hear. And I think that's the one thing, again, you use the word family. The word family means we're able to say anything and no one take offense to it. That they either learn from it, they have the experience from it, they grow from it, or they build from it.
Right.
Am I wrong? I mean, Ron and I have been,
Absolutely.
14 years old.
wow.
So we've been through some shit.
Yes, we have.
Both an emotional relationship and friends, you name it, we've all, we've been there for each other this whole time. And I think that's really great to say that she's been a part of my life since then. Now, there's been times we're separated, but we've been together for that long. So that's something to be said. And that's a wonderful thing. When you have those people in your life, you're able to do that. So in that, I want to go back to a subject. I'm going to go back to a little bit of the younger, older generations thing going on. Why do you feel that this younger generation has a more difficult ability to get one-on-one with the audience? And you know what? I've seen them. They can do it. They do it.
Mm-hmm.
But on their performances, some of them look like either they're scared or there's I shouldn't say this. I don't want to say this, but it's there. Don't hate me. Don't hurt me on this one. But some of them look like they're hypocritical. All right. And when I say that, they want the response in the audience, but they have a problem with the opposite sex. So they stick to their clip.
Oh, very much
Don't
so.
interact. Why? Why do y'all feel that is?
Well, I can say generally, if you're uncomfortable with yourself, you're going to gravitate towards the ones that you feel comfortable with.
Presence.
Right. On that same note, if you want to be successful in drag or entertainment, you can't choose one corner. The entire room paid to see you.
Yeah.
So, even like with like things like hosting and all that, I'll say in the beginning you were kind of nervous.
Yeah, first time you had me and Mike, I was like, oh.
Right. And years ago when I first started hosting as well, even though I've been on stage like a lot over throughout the years, things like they used to be like forensics and debate teams and things like that. So I'd always done things like that growing up, so I had no problem speaking in front of people.
Yeah.
Now, like in a show or a pageant or whatever, if there's no response and we have to waste time, I have to talk to the wall myself. I don't care. You know, like, give me a topic. What's their talk? I don't care. If there's no response at all, guess what? I'm still gonna talk. So
I found myself doing that at times. Yes.
right. It's just a matter of just get in the moment, just do it. People say that there's social anxiety and there's, well, I'm not comfortable talking to someone. They're not gonna bite you. Just do it.
I like that. That's a valid point. And the only reason I'm bringing this up because, again, you two and Trista, you three, bam. Trista didn't know me for shit. And during the pageant, she was the one who was talking to me out on the patio. And she was, dude, no, I can't listen to shit.
Well,
and I learned from that too, because another B taught me after that, bad boy, you weren't supposed to do that. But she didn't know. She had no clue that I was a judge. So yeah.
But even beyond that, like as far as the hosting thing, Charlene got the exact same treatment I've done with many people over the years. We're gonna host together. Well, I'm not sure if you're. And I walked away. You're doing it now. So the only way you're gonna do it is sink or swim.
Yeah.
Push out the edge, come and do it.
I did it to her.
And now,
She did.
I've been really, really good about being quiet, but I'm small.
I figured it wouldn't last.
It will
Jesus, here we go.
No.
It took a nap after it ate pizza, so now it's awake.
Right.
I think one of the other things you're missing here is the fact that the difference in our ages.
Very much so.
Because we were in a different time to where we had no choice but to interact with people with jobs and stuff. And the kids that are in drag now have been coddled. It's true.
Well, see, I didn't want to say anything like that because I'm
but it's true. Just saying.
Well, I'm going to add on to that. It's not going to be just a drag thing. This new generation, everything offends you.
Yes.
Everything. I can say, Charlene's dress is black and white. You know what dress is black and white? No, your dress is black and white, bitch. It's black and white.
Breaking the boundaries. That's what I want to talk. That's why we're doing this show. We're breaking the boundaries. And thank you for saying that for all of you, because that's very true.
Right. And as different as things were when we were that age, 19, 20, early 20s, being gay wasn't an open thing. I remember, going to the park, back in the late 90s.
And oh, Lord forbid you were a friend with someone who was gay.
Right.
Okay?
I can remember walking into the bar as a young person and looking to see if anybody was watching me.
Oh, absolutely.
And sneak in the door real fast.
Right, absolutely. And now, you can't go to any restaurant downtown or random 7-Eleven or gas stations and have a drag show. So
and so you're feeling that change.
Oh, absolutely.
So
But the difference with that is, I feel like some of the shows are positive.
Right.
Some of them are getting good things across and putting good things out in the community. Then there's some that it's a money-making thing or
yeah, I have said many times over the years, and don't get me wrong, drag's been very good to me over the years.
Right.
I've been well received overall, mostly. Financially, it's been pretty good. But if I wanted to make a living on drag, I would not be in Roanoke, Virginia.
Rhonda, what do we say about the paranormal?
I mean, you can't be looking to make money out of it. You got to do it just because you like it.
Right.
You love it.
I love working in Roanoke. I've been in the park going on 26 years, and I wouldn't change that for anything. I love being there. I love the community. I love the environment. I love the people I work with. But if I wanted to make this as a full-time career, I damn well couldn't live here.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell.
Yeah. You think it's bad here, Richmond or Northern Virginia? Holy crap!
Right.
Get out of Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, because if you want drag to be your main career and your main source of funding, you've got to get out there and do something that no one else is doing.
That reminds me of somebody who came up in the 60s and 70s, and she, however, made a name for themselves.
Divine.
Yeah, Divine.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. We had talked about someone I knew as a kid, as a child, who did the same thing in Savannah, Georgia.
Lady
Lady Shebley.
See, we're here.
Yeah. she funded herself there, and she made who she was, and she didn't back down from nobody.
Shebley got to into the park. Early 2000s-ish. I got to work with her. So,
Isn't she?
yeah, Charlie Brown before he passed.
Yeah.
Worked here several times. Worked with Charlie many, many times.
Wow.
I've been very fortunate to work with people that I've worked with over the years. I've built friendships and relationships and people that have come into my life and I've been into their lives because of the stage. Now I'm saying that there are people that are into my life and out of my life because of the stage, and I can deal with the whole situation.
Yeah.
They could have stayed out. I would have been completely fine. But there are people that I've met over the years that they're a second family.
Yeah. And that shows character, but it also represents presence and integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when we can mark somebody, and when I mean mark somebody, when we can, what's the word I'm looking for on this? Leave an impression on that person, that individual, young or old.
And that's another thing too, is you have all these different shows and prides and things going on that are promoting community and work together and building a stronger tomorrow. But then you go to these events where they want you to come and pay and whatever, but then you're shunned while you're there.
Right.
Like, what kind of community are you promoting and showing when, I mean, we can use last week as an example.
Right.
I don't care. Enya and I were appointed titles through a local pageant system, and it set the city on fire.
Really?
There
Very much
were
so.
people that were like, they're giving away crowns like candy corn, and that's a circus if I've ever seen one.
Mm-hmm.
But these are the same people that if you go on their social media, #community, #we are one, #
Build a better future.
Yeah.
Work together. I'm like,
There's that hypocrisy.
Right.
I was talking about.
So yeah, when you said that, though, that situation came to my mind, and I'm not naming names, and I'm not
No.
shaming anybody,
Right.
and I'm not calling
It's-
anybody out. It's just, it's like I said in a post that I did, is you preach it and you carry it and say this is your motto, but then you turn right around and do the total opposite, and you wonder why you don't have followers and friends and groups and new people coming to your events, and because it's just a facade. And
And capping yourself off.
and I'll add on to the thing as far as the pageantry, as far as crowns and things like that. Over the years, I've done a lot of pageants. I've lost a lot of pageants, but I've won a lot of pageants also. The title I was given just last weekend had nothing to do with an actual pageant. It was an honorary title.
Right.
It's been starting Millennium. It's based on things that I've done in the last 25 years. Community service, hosting, pageants, helping others get into drag, just being a local person.
for all them bobby pins
Right.
you're on now.
Right. I actually had nothing. Mine was part of the pageant system, but it wasn't because of what I did to earn that title. It's what I've done over the 25 years.
Right.
So,
some
there are people in the
have a hard
community
time
that were like,
acknowledging that.
how did you get it? It's like, well, can you name somebody else that should have?
Or
So-
tell me what someone else
Right.
has done that even halfway equals what you've done.
Right, and I know that I do a lot in the community, and
That needs to be said, that you do a lot for the community, and it's not that you want recognition, because you do a lot that people do not know about.
Right.
And if you were ever to say my name, that I did this, this, and this, I don't care. Because the job needed to be done.
Right.
You know, whether I'm recognized for Angel Tree or homeless bags or anything else, it has to be done because the community needs it.
Yep.
And I Paul feels the same way, as far as if we're not doing it, who's going to?
Who's not doing it?
Right.
Or who does it and then says, look what we did.
Right.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Rhonda, where are we at right now?
We are at 8:25.
Woo!
We went way over
We
time.
went a little over, but hey.
Hey, it's okay. We were in good conversation.
Well, I tell you what, you want to go down to 8:30? We'll just keep rolling till 8:30?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. We got another 5 minutes.
We got any more questions?
Nope, nothing in there right now.
Those trolls, Tina nor Desi, had any other questions?
Not at all.
They went back under the bridges, I see.
Well, what's probably happening is Tina's buying more cheap red lipstick, and Desi's taking slims and vitamins. So, yeah.
Ouch!
Are they still there? Hi, Tina.
Hi, Desi.
Your lipstick's cheap.
So I have a question for you both.
Okay.
As such prominent figures in the community, where do you see drag going in the next 3 to 5 years?
Great question. Beat me to it. Great question.
I can answer that one. When I started doing drag back in like 1840, whatever it was, things were very different. You come to a show on Sunday. Shows used to be on Sundays only at 10:30, 11:45. I remember there were certain nights. There was an entertainer named Sable Chanel, unbelievable showgirl of the South. You know, everything was covered in rhinestones. Everything was huge feathers. It was like watching a Vegas show. If Sable was in town, the bar was packed when the door opened, and they were literally sitting on the floor from the front of the stage to almost the back of the room.
Yeah.
And the bar was packed. If Sable was the fourth person in the show, the line started during that third person's number. And they were like, no, it's your Sable. We're just in line. So, and it was a big thing. And, you know, and Sable, she's watching, she's on my Facebook, you know, she's watching, it's great. Hi, Sable. Seeing Sable on stage was always an experience because it was just overly grand, overly done. It was watching Vegas locally.
Right.
And it was just so incredible. And the respect that she commanded on stage was amazing.
Presence.
Right. And stage presence, it was the whole total package. As things progressed, and nothing is RuPaul's Drag Race. I've got several friends that have done RuPaul's Drag Race. We have 6, 8, 10 of them here every year. Between Pride events and other events here.
And most of them have been wonderful.
Yeah, most of them have been great. And there are several of them that we talk to on a regular basis. RuPaul's Drag Race changed drag because you don't have to go to the bar to watch it anymore.
Right.
You know, you can just turn on VH1 or MTV or whatever she's on this week.
Yeah.
You have that, and then you have Dragula and every other show that's out there.
Has their own. And
Yeah,
Netflix
right.
has their own.
Then there's Queen of the World and Queen of that.
People
And
are too.
all the franchises of RuPaul's Drag Race. And why are you going to the bar when you can sit home on your couch in your pajamas? People need to realize what's going to happen to not just drag, but gay bars themselves. Gay bars are a dying breed.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Really?
If you see how many have closed up versus how many opened, it's
Right.
this.
And do you think it's
And it's not just because of drag.
okay?
It's not with
cultures
drag.
coming together and
It's culture coming together. It's, you know, if you're a gay person, you no longer have to go to the gay bar.
yeah.
You know, you can take your boyfriend or girlfriend and have dinner at Olive Garden and sit there and hold hands or
Should
whatever.
that be the way it should be?
And you can even go to 80% of the straight bars
Right.
here in Roanoke,
And have a drag show.
and they have a drag show, or you can
Or
put
have
your
a gay
arm
night.
around another guy, or whatever, because society just, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's,
I have no problem with straight bars having gay events, but I think these people that are supporting these events need to remember it's the gay bar that supported you.
Mm.
Kind of the reverse of
Right.
what happened to
You know,
Shay.
when we had nowhere else to go,
right.
you know, in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, when we had nowhere else to go, you had the gay bar.
And it's something else to think about too is when a venue all of a sudden starts a drag show,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the only LGBT friendly thing they do. They don't contribute to Angel Tree Prides. They don't do help with prides. They won't put their name on anything LGBT. But that one day a month, you pay your $20 and go in there and see a drag show. Really think about what are they doing for the community.
Right.
Like,
Right.
they're making money off of it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, that's the point. That's why my daughter has a problem with even being labeled with the LGBT. She's like, why?
Right.
Why? This should not even be this should not even be, there should be no name
We
to
talked
this.
about that last time.
Right. And I agree with your daughter. And just like, you know, your question a second ago was, isn't the way that it should be? It should be. Let's be real, it's not.
No. You're right.
You know, if there's nothing else, I'm real. I'll tell you like it is. You know, you shouldn't have a problem taking your significant other to anywhere you want to go.
Right.
On that same hand, if you go there and you're now in their space, if they make a comment, yes, they probably should make that comment. However, you put yourself in their space.
Yes, right.
So
That's exactly
no one
right.
made you go there.
That's right.
I worry about a lot of these other venues that are hosting drag shows. If you ever go to the park, you know, Desi, we have security.
Right.
You feel completely safe at the park because you're going through security, you're going through the metal detector. If it beeps, they're going to let you
literally
down.
Look around the room and see every exit.
Right. And there's no problem there. You can feel safe there.
Yeah.
These other venues, they don't do that. Not only not for the gay shows, but they don't do that for their regular shows.
Exactly.
So why are you going to put yourself in a bad situation? Can I go political for one quick second? The last 8 years have proven to everybody that there are more people that hate us than there are that accept us. The political climate, starting in 2016, made it okay to hate. Not only okay to hate, but you made it okay to hate openly.
Hate and hate, race, color,
Race,
creed,
creed, color, religion, it doesn't matter what it is. If you, that person that's trying to be back in office next Tuesday, and if y'all don't go vote, you're stupid. So just saying, we're not going back.
We're not going political, but we just put that out.
We're not going political, but we're not going back. But comma. The thing about that is that
That's why you wore these blue sweatpants.
it is. Well, they were things for it. It was dark in the room. If you want to have that kind of life, then you know who to vote for. If you want to live in fear constantly, if you want to be able to be judged by not only who you are or what you do, then you need to vote for him. If you want to have freedom, if you want to feel safe, if you want to feel protected, if you want to have rights, not only over religion and personal beliefs or over your own body, vote for her.
You know, I'm going to bring something up. You said it. So you open the door before we end the show. That I am going to bring something to light. Something happened over in the UK this week, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
A man was fined for having a thought crime. He was found by the courts as guilty and having to pay a fine because he was praying for his son that was across from the hospital, across the street, and he had his eyes closed and his back to the hospital. And someone turned him in to the officials, and they arrested him and found guilty for a thought crime. How sad is that?
Right.
That
That's
happened in the UK.
insane.
Insane. But it happened. That's the problem.
Eee.
But it is happening. So we got to be mindful.
Right.
That's another reason why I'm trying to do what I am doing.
The world we have and the life you choose is based on the decisions you're making.
Yes.
Mm. Harsh reality, but the truth.
Exactly.
Rhonda, how was that?
Good. It was good. That's one of those when you say that it's kind of it's to a lot of people it's a smack in the face for different reasons, things they've got going on, but it's nothing but the truth.
Right.
Made you think, didn't it? Made you think, travelers, didn't it? Now, you get to define your own journey, your own destination.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that. I don't go political. The one, and
I do.
We just, oh, yeah.
Well,
And that's
Dragon itself is very political.
Well, here's
You know,
the thing.
Stonewall started because of riots
True.
led by drag queens. So,
Well, I was taught differently. I was taught that I don't discuss my political views.
Mhm.
And my father explained it to me. And then, of course, give huge props to Colonel Sansa Hargrave, who taught me government. Just didn't teach me, this, that. He taught me government and broke it down.
Mhm.
So I have a great grasp of the idea. I don't feel that I need to discuss it unless it's time to and there's a fight.
right.
Now,
Which
I
we
was
have
saying,
right now.
We have a fight coming on. There's coming. It's a coming, without a shadow of a doubt.
The reason why I get, and for a long time, I wouldn't discuss political views. The rule was if you're on stage or in a meeting or in a social environment, you didn't discuss sex, politics, or religion.
Right.
You just didn't do it. Those are the three things you just didn't talk about. Well, unfortunately, things have changed so much that you have to talk about it.
It's so much a responsibility.
Right.
Sir.
You know,
Standing up.
we all have mothers, we all have sisters, we all have daughters, granddaughters, nieces. Look at what's happening just to the female community, or what could happen.
Yeah.
How will you feel if the vote that you made caused their life to end?
We'll put us back 20, 40, 30
Right.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, how far do you want to go back? Do you want to have women? Do you want to drive? So,
Well, this is a good point too, because we were talking about this at the beginning of the week about asylums. And somebody had said something, and they said, well, we need to bring asylums back. And do you want to hear my response to that?
Mhm.
Why? Say women's freedoms can be taken away again?
right.
We're right down the street from Desjardins. We're right down the street from Western State. And we were discussing the word hysteria today.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, the big thing to remember though is that it's not going to stop with women's freedoms. It's not going to stop there. That's just the first hurdle. If they can get that one passed, guess who's next? Gays are next. After that, African Americans. They're not going to stop. They're trying to get this first one done first. How far can we go?
Agenda 2025.
Right,
I know what you're
absolutely.
talking
If you
about.
haven't read it, read it.
And we're
Read
almost,
5 pages.
we're almost at it. And not to go too far down the rabbit hole, but I will agree with you on this one. We're heading to 1984.
Absolutely.
And that's all I'll say.
They're constantly redrawing the line in the sand.
Yes.
If we can get this far, well, can we go that far?
Well, they showed that with the virus.
Absolutely.
So,
Unfortunately, the decisions we make right now by voting or not voting affects everyone.
and the other part is not speaking up.
Right.
Okay. And that's why I'm glad we're all together. We're showing unity. That word is a very sensitive word right now because we talk about it in Paranormal all the time. Paranormal unity. I say this, and I've said it plenty of times. There will not be unity. There's only unity amongst like-minded individuals.
Right.
That's a psychological point of view. But if we break some boundaries that need to be broken, we can move forward. That's what it's all about. Let's break the boundaries while we create our own boundaries. See, there's a difference of personal boundary to social boundaries. And we really need to start breaking these down even more.
Yep.
See, they have come a long way. We have come a long way.
But same we talked about just before the podcast started. Yeah, I did that on NBC Zoom call on Thursday, a national call, and they asked me what is the biggest challenge facing the gay community. My answer was, it's ourselves. We are too busy fighting against each other instead of working together.
We saw that in a lot of cultures. We see
Yeah.
that in a lot of cultures. And when that stops, when people come together in a like-minded goal,
Mhm.
great things happen.
Absolutely.
Rhonda.
Yes.
Sorry, Rhonda, I got off on a tangent.
Oh, you're
Okay.
perfect.
That's okay. You
So,
said it was wide open. Anything
That's right.
goes. So, yeah.
we got anything else?
Nope. No more questions.
Everybody was quiet. They were ready. They're ready. So, travelers and those like, thank you for tuning in to this special Halloween episode right here on the Orion Effect on the Rift Nation Network. Gotta do it. Yeah. Make sure to check out all the shows this week. Get ready for the Rift Halloween special that will be, I do believe,
Thursday.
is it Thursday? It is Halloween?
Thursday is Halloween.
There it is. So the network itself is having a big come together. Let's talk about spooky stories and
fun.
interesting things. And I did not want this for this show.
I can tell you a spooky story about the first time I met this one.
I'll do it.
Oh, we still got go ahead.
It was just in a haunted house.
Oh, well.
Then they let you out.
Out.
You've been resurrected 4 times now?
At least.
At least 4.
Right.
Wow.
She went to school with Jesus, dated Abraham Lincoln, performed on the Santa Maria. I mean,
You know,
anything you want to know about history, ask her. She was there.
lots of it.
Now you're going with it.
I would-
She doesn't fight it anymore.
I didn't try to hide it. Look. So, I have accepted the fact.
If you're 150, what does that make me?
Well, see, strangers are different.
Oh.
Strangers are completely different.
Oh.
I'm
Stranger
stranger.
danger?
I'll be 50 next month in December.
And gay years, you're
And gay years, that's like 400.
Oh.
Right. Yeah. So, right. It's just done. So,
But I got this strange and weird going on. So it doesn't.
well, see, I'm not sure what that world. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, y'all can live like it forever, can't you?
Say nothing.
So,
Now,
well, I don't know how it works. Like, you know, y'all have like, you know, all those lives and like, you know, live forever.
we
And don't
we
go
have our
anywhere.
moments. We have
Right.
our moments.
See, it's different for us,
It
you know,
exists.
especially in drag. It's different for us. You know, we give a shelf life.
expired. Fire, spoiled, biohazard.
So, again, let's get it out there. The club again. Where can people find y'all? You know.
You can find us at the park on Salem, 615 Salem Avenue, the Park Dance Club on Facebook, on Instagram, on
And
Snapchat.
You can reach out to Enya Salad or Charlene DeFranco on Facebook.
Or Instagram. I don't do Snapchat because I'm old. So, I don't understand it. You can find Charlene on.
Street corner.
Actually, I'm on the corner of Campbell and 5th during the day, Tuesday through Saturday, if you need a haircut.
You can find her at the K&W Cafeteria.
On Sundays with Enya during
Right.
rice pudding specials.
Rice Pudding Sundays.
Amazing.
Applesauce Fridays if we have a show together.
I love applesauce.
And that, she even has the kind of little screw cap
It's the bougie
pouches
kind. So, you
Yeah.
know. Right.
where you earn the school points on the boxes.
You do. Look, those points become like, you know, donations to other things. Like, you know, you can turn them like Campbell soup labels.
Right.
You can turn them into get points things.
Right.
At some point, Charlene's going to need bail or tuition. So save those points.
Well, the new drag mother I got, I'm probably gonna need bail first.
She'll need
Get
bail.
her out. She'll need bail.
Fair.
She's in a new city. They don't know her that well yet.
Oh, yeah, they do.
You're done.
Yeah,
let's
they
give
never
some
know
props.
Well,
inside and out.
certain people do. Certain people don't.
Give some props to some of the places that y'all have performed at, because you know they're really good people.
Golden Cactus
We were
Brewery.
at
Oh,
Campus
there
last
it is.
week. We were at Well Hung Vineyard today.
That's right.
Union 41.
Union 41 in Bristol, Tennessee. Bristol, Virginia. It's on the line. It's like half restaurants like in Tennessee, half Virginia. It's weird.
So it's bisexual.
Yes.
Okay, we're good.
Owned by Chef T from Hell's Kitchen.
Okay.
We are there again next month for her holiday show
And your birthday.
and my birthday. On my birthday. Let's see, we are also at
We do run a college.
Court Square Theater. I'll be we're in college. We're hosting that in April again. I'm I'll be in Harrisonburg, Virginia, in the middle of November, hosting the Gay United States pageant.
Oh, okay.
This weekend, some of us will be in Parkersburg, West Virginia, at
It's the Hollow Queen.
the Hollow Queen
The Hollow Queen. It's at the Shriners.
at the Shriners in Parkersburg, West Virginia.
Are y'all getting a little Shriner's car?
It's possible.
It's possible.
Because, you see them in the Christmas parade would have like 14 cons getting out of one car, and well, that's kind of the same thing.
And yeah, you could stand beside a Hummer and it look like a clown car.
I want a smart car, just so you know.
On that one.
And thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
It was a lot of fun.
Ladies, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for being here and your support.
Thank you, shit.
Travelers and travelers in the soil. Thank you so much for tuning on. Thank you for controlling this madness.
Rhonda, we love you.
Love y'all. This is great.
Make sure to tune in to the rest of the week. Check out all the shows. Tune in to the Halloween special. And we want to always say, remember, if you're a traveler, you're there to help another traveler out. If they fall off the surfboard, grab their hand, get them on your surfboard, get them to the beach, get them to wherever you need to be to make them feel comfortable. You need to be their support sometimes. And sometimes you may need another traveler to support. So let's all do this together. And until next time, folks, may virtue be yours.
Be good humans this week.
You want me to do it for you?
I don't know how to do this one.
I got you. Bye, everybody.